you're not here for this quality entertainment, what are you here for? Probably to mock us, I guess.
Yeah, that's who we really want. If we're not above the board, what are we? You know?
Yeah, we're just another couple of chums.
I think my mom would like our show more if we didn't play board games while we talked about stuff.
Oh, yeah?
I just don't know if mom is our target audience, though.
Yeah, well, if it's worth anything, my mom thinks we're hilarious.
Oh, that's so good.
Not saying that your mom doesn't think we're hilarious.
She hasn't said that, though.
But, come on, Mrs. Becker. I know we're funny. We are Class A comedians.
Comediettes.
Comediettes. That's weird. Well, no, that just means that we haven't made it on the big stage yet. We haven't been slapped by Will Smith yet. Topical!
Tonight, we're playing Radlands.
Oh, I'm sorry.
We gotta make sure they know.
Tonight we're playing Radlands, a card game, basically in the vein of almost like Dota a little bit. You have like 3 bases, and you have to take out the base.
Okay.
With your like little heroes. The only difference is that there's not a stream of enemies for you to fight in the middle.
There kind of is. This is one of the things I think is kind of neat about this game, is the back of the card looks like a dude, and sometimes you can just play a random dude.
Like a punk or whatever.
Yeah, and a punk.
I'm glad you were a little bit impressed with my reference there. Okay, I gotcha.
Well, because it's funny, because I first saw some like people at this gaming meetup playing it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this reminds me of the card game Netrunner. And they're like, I see the similarity, but it's very different. But you went a totally different way with it.
I did.
But also applicable.
I, for the record, have never played Dota fully. Like, full game.
Neither have I. But it's like I had roommates in college who were super into it when it was a Warcraft 3 mod. Like, before it was a real game.
Yes, me too. I know.
They were like mad at me for not knowing what it was.
Yes. Like, because I was huge.
I was like, it's a Warcraft 3 mod. It's a mod, guys.
I was huge in Warcraft 3, and World of Warcraft.
Sure.
And then I had a friend of my roommate that was like, have you ever played Dota? And I was like, that sounds dumb. And then when I realized that it was a mod for Warcraft 3, I sat down to play a game of it, and I was like, it's still dumb. But I get the appeal.
I know. I was like, this is neat. I was like, I'd rather play regular Warcraft. And so when I finally saw that they made it like its own game, I was like, what?
It's crazy. And then they made a Dota 2. So end goal of the game is to destroy each other's 3 camps. And you use, as any post-apocalyptic punk situation may be, you're always after water. Think of Mad Max. You know what I mean?
It's very strong Mad Max vibes.
Yeah. It's like Mad Max / Borderlands a little bit.
It's right in there.
Which is right up my alley. I love Mad Max. I love all the Mad Max movies.
Yeah, this game is dripping with style. And if you like those movies, this is your cup of tea. For your best first game experience, this is what we should take. So, being it's our first game, our fans deserve the best experience.
The very best.
That means you're going to go first, and you're going to start with the victory totem, the reactor, and the cannon. Yeah, but we're playing the card game Radlands tonight. It seems really straightforward. I think the secret sauce of this game is this effect icons card that has a long list of icons on it. Because more or less, you just play cards, and their cost is water droplets. Because we're fighting over the water. If you can pay the cost, you can put the card out. Your dudes have to line up in front of your bases to protect them. And so you're limited to 2 rows of guys protecting your base. And that's pretty much it. There's also, you can play event cards that will like tick up and then they go off once they've ticked all the way up. Yeah, I think that's the whole game, with the main thing being these cards. And like everything takes 2 damage to destroy.
Okay.
And again, we're trying to destroy each other's bases. I thought it was funny at the beginning of the rulebook. It's got like this comic. Our tribe has water and they're coming for it. So we'll strike first. We thought if we hit hard enough, they'd go back home. But there's no home left.
Because we're in the Radlands.
Alright. And then I will be protecting today the garage, the railgun, and the supply depot.
That's intense. I have the victory totem, which is very Mad Maxian, the reactor, and the cannon, which doesn't sound as cool or as intense as the railgun. You work with what you get. I just need like a weird dude playing a guitar strapped to the front of it.
Yes. I feel like that's the next level of our podcasting ability, is I need like a sound effects bank.
Okay. They're being strapped to large constructs.
Put me on a guitar in front of a car, buddy.
Do we have to like flip, see who goes first?
Oh, I gave you the first player setup.
Oh, got it.
So,
okay.
Be free.
I'll pay 1 water. I'm going to play this guy. I'm going to put him in front of the reactor.
We're so good at playing games.
Man, we are excellent. You know what I'm really good at? Winning games.
Don't be so hard on yourself. This is the one. It's going to happen.
I appreciate
it's gonna happen
your confidence in me. I really do.
It's my go.
Oh, did we?
Oh, we didn't start the show.
No.
We got to start the show, right?
I guess.
We're a mess tonight. Not our best show. This is like our 8th episode. It seems like we have it right by now.
I know, but last time I did it, I just kept going.
Yeah.
Like, it's my line.
Yeah. Oh, because I think I got one terrible rhyme left. We don't want to waste it. Yeah. Okay. You ready for this?
Ready as I'll ever be.
When the dice drop the beat, the podcast gets sweet.
Oh. Jeez. Well, it wasn't the worst one, you know?
Okay. I'll take it.
Where's that dice?
It's gonna get sweet. Here it comes.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Above the Board with Josh
and Phil,
where we stay above the board. I'm not gonna do it this time.
You finally nailed it.
That's you, man.
Oh, Above the Board. It's recorded in front of a live streaming audience. Join us at twitch.tv Above the Board.
Just like every time, though, we're gonna talk about whatever fuels our geeky hearts, lubricates, moistens. I think is one of the ones I said recently. Aggravates, even.
I think you're just coming up with synonyms. The script is we'll be playing a board game to lubricate the conversation.
I'm flying off the cuff here, man. But you got it. So, what does that do? It keeps us
above the board.
It does. It does. We already talked about the game that we're going to play, though. Today we're playing Radlands. It was a pretty solid intro, man. Yeah, it was good.
Our finest work. So, it's my turn.
It is your turn.
Don't know what I'm doing, but that's the fun. So, I'll pay 1 water to drop a gunner. Then I'll pay another water to put out a vigilante. And then I'm going to pay this last water to use my garage and start a raid.
Can I attack
raid
your
successful? Raiders? No.
Yeah.
Just inevitable. Let's try this. I'm going to junk this interrogate card, which gives me a temporary water, to add the water silo to my hand. So on a future turn, I can get a water back. So go ahead. I'm
going to spend a water to fire my cannon at your camp over there.
My exposed camp?
But he's damaged.
To my supply depot?
I'm going to spend another water with my vanguard to take out your camp. Your supply.
You destroyed my supply depot?
I did.
That was ruthless.
I'm sorry. You started a raid. I panicked, you know? I panicked.
I feel like you're playing right.
I can also discard it any time before the end of my turn, right?
You can junk any or all of your cards, yeah. Junk it. It's like one of my favorite parts of Mystery Men. Mr. Furious works at that junkyard, and that lady's always like, junk it. It's like, I can't just junk it. It's an armored vehicle.
I feel like I'm probably going to regret doing this, but I'm going to junk this dude so that I can get a punk to protect my damage base.
I feel like you're not going to regret. Raid is rank 1.
So the next one is the damage, right?
Mm-hmm. Draw a card. Ugh. It's a mutant. He's ugly.
I'm so sorry. Somebody loves everybody. Philip, you know?
He's got a face only a mother could love if his mother was a pig. Alright, so I think I'm going to use my gunner's ability to deal a damage to all unprotected enemies. Punks die because they're punks. And then this guy's already injured, so he's going to die. You're dead, Vanguard.
That's fine. He did his job.
And then I'll get my water back out of the water silo to activate the railgun and kill your cannon. Dude, the people I watched play this game, it took them like 2 hours. They're like, oh, we'll play this game real quick.
I feel like this is going to be a fast game.
I know. We're a third of the way done.
Yeah.
But speaking of things that go quickly, how did you enjoy Morbius? The latest Spider-Man film.
Thankfully, it was a fast movie. Like I told you via text, it's not the dumpster fire that people are making it out to be. Does not make it a good movie. It's just not a dumpster fire. Like,
it's more like a barrel fire.
Yeah, it's like one of those hobo fires. It's not good. But here's the thing, though. I don't understand the hate on Jared Leto. Because he actually does a really good job. Like, he does.
I mean, from the trailer, he seemed like he did fine.
Yeah. I enjoyed every minute he was on screen, whereas I did not enjoy every minute he was on screen as the Joker. That was hard to watch. I did not enjoy every minute he was on screen in the House of Gucci. Hard to watch. House of Gucci actually made me go, why is he still acting? Why are people giving him roles?
Was he just bringing a weird energy to those roles?
Yes. Have you not seen the Suicide Squad?
I've seen the Suicide Squad.
Sorry. Suicide Squad. Open parenthetical 2016, close parenthetical. How about that? Have you seen that one?
No, I haven't.
Yeah, okay, you're not missing much. Anyway,
that's the impression I got.
This is just a lot of real weird energy for the Joker. That didn't make any sense. Like, it didn't fit any Joker archetype, I feel like. Not that I'm the end-all, be-all Joker, authority, but it didn't fit at all for anything related to Joker. Anyway, back to Morbius. Jared Leto did a really good job. Matt Smith, well, most people know from Doctor Who.
Oh, he's one of the doctors?
Yeah, I think he's the... People are going to get mad. I want to say he's the 11th Doctor.
You don't have to take that risk.
Yeah, well, I did anyway. I take risks, Philip.
You're a real dangerous man.
Risk taker. Yeah, he's the 11th Doctor. I'm just gonna run with it. I'm gonna own it.
Yeah, fact.
Fact. Check.
Change the Wikipedia page right now. He's the 11th Doctor.
Do it. Both the leads were really, really good. They were enjoyable. Like, they had a lot of fun, like, comic book movie energy. It's not going to win an Oscar. No,
sure.
You know what I mean? But it's fun. The characters are outlandish and kind of weird and crazy. Great. Cool. That's what I signed up for when I came to see this movie. The problem is that the script and the movie itself is so, like, the editing and all that, so, like, everywhere. Like, there's so many scenes, because it's a PG-13 movie and Morbius is very much not a PG-13 character.
Yeah, he's a vampire.
He's a vampire. A living vampire. But a violent one. And if you've seen the trailer, you know that there is vampire violence.
It's not a sparkly vampire?
No, he's not a twilightian. Fact check me. That's what they're called.
Twilightian vampires.
But no, it's like, I enjoyed the lead performances. I enjoyed the, like, horror aspect, like a comic book horror movie. Kind of cool because there was a lot of really cool shots where a character's being stalked by something that you can't quite see, or something that's moving too fast for you to see. That was kind of cool. But going back to what I was talking about, the editing being all over the place, there's, like, so many scenes where, like, there was implied violence, but because it's PG-13, they had to cut these, like, random reaction cut where you had to, like, read a character's reaction to understand that person's eviscerated, or that person was beheaded, or that person
so it's like a close-up of them being like, ugh!
Yeah,
and you're like, oh, they must have had their guts ripped out.
Yeah. Like, there's a scene, I mean, it's not really a spoiler, where Morbius is reviewing CCTV footage of something he did to a bunch of people. They weren't good people, but he still did it to other people. And he's at odds because, obviously, he's a doctor and he took the Hippocratic Oath. But he's, like, watching what he saw, what we already saw him do in a lengthy sequence, which was actually kind of cool because it was one of those horror elements. We're intercut with, like, flashbacks of him, like, slicing and dicing people or biting people, and then it's like him reacting and puking. What's happening? Why did he get sick all of a sudden?
So do you think HBO Max is going to get, like, the not rated cut of this movie?
Release the
Snyder cut?
The Espinosa cut.
Snyder's going to come in and recut it for him?
Yeah. Something like that, man. And the script didn't make much sense. It did. I do agree with the critics when they say that it was super dated. Like, it felt like an early thousands film for sure. Like
just literally from you describing it made me think of the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie.
I mean, not far off, man. Not as far as, like, quality goes. So in our tried and true patented method of grading, I'm gonna have to Emperor Nero this. And it's like right in the middle, and it's fucking Phoenix doing one of these. Like, it doesn't Gladiator. You know what I'm talking about?
It's been too long.
Well, anyway, it's one of those things where, like, oh, okay, actually, hang on. Before I finish it, the one thing that drives me absolutely bananas bonkers about this movie has nothing to do with the main movie. It's the after credit scene.
Scenes?
Two.
Okay.
There's two. They make absolute zero sense. And I'm going to spoil them for you because guess what happened? The director spoiled them for everybody before the movie was released because he tweeted about it.
I guess he's trying to convince people to go.
I guess, man. So, if you've
like,
seen
they're just setting up for future movies, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, you've seen the trailer, Michael Keaton's Vulture from Homecoming is in the movie, right?
And so is he like a regular character in the movie or just in the after scene?
They completely removed him from the movie if he was ever in the movie in the first place, and he is only in the after credit scene. Here's where it gets wonky, okay? The after credit scene, the first one, is like a shot of the prison that Morbius was originally in the movie. And it's like an empty cell, and then you see like a bright orange light similar to like a strange Doctor Strange spell. And then all of a sudden Michael Keaton shows up in this prison cell, which, by the way, had a mirror. I don't know how many prison cells have mirrors. That's another thing. And he's like...
You gotta do your hair even if you're in prison.
I mean, are you not worried about them killing themselves or other people? Like, it's a glass. Whatever. So he looks in the mirror.
White collar jail.
And he's, I guess, man, like, just like financial crimes only. And he's like, oh, I hope the food's better than this joint. But because he's been displaced from the Doctor Strange spell from No Way Home, I know.
Oh, that's right. They are. This is technically Marvel adjacent or whatever.
Yeah, and it's post No Way Home. He is plucked from the MCU universe and placed in the Morbius universe, which is, interestingly enough, the same as the Venom universe.
Yes, I knew those were connected.
And a lot of fans speculate that it may end up being the Andrew Garfield.
Oh, that would be interesting.
Which I think would be super cool.
He did so good in No Way Home. I feel like they can bring him back.
I would be okay with that, but I'm not going to get too hyped up on the idea that Andrew Garfield Spider-Man is running around in this world, because it's a little bananas. Anyway, so the second one, Vulture, who's been, for whatever reason, thrown into a universe that's not his own, because this is funny, the director was like...
But also the Vulture? Is that what you said?
Well, Michael Keaton is the Vulture.
Well, yeah. But both scenes are the Vulture?
Both scenes involve the Vulture. And he's meeting up with Morbius in the middle of nowhere, like in the middle of the night, okay? Here's what drove me insane. He has his Vulture suit. Where did he get it, Philip? Where did he get the Vulture suit? Granted, it's not the same one. It's not high-techy. It's kind of like DIY looking. You know, it's a little rickety. It's kind of like unstable looking. But it's like he didn't build the suit. The Tinkerer did in Homecoming. Meaning, presumably, I mean, I guess we all know what you get when you assume, but like Michael Keaton only knew how to fly it. He didn't know how to build it. And on top of that, the Tinkerer built the suit out of alien tech from the Battle of New York. Which never would have happened in the Andrew Garfield world because the Avengers didn't exist, apparently.
See, I always thought it was supposed to be in the regular MCU, but unofficially.
What? The Venom?
The Venomverse.
No, they initially said they were, and then they backtracked it. And now, obviously, because of No Way Home, Venom being plucked and put in the MCU, and then being thrown back, but a piece of him stayed.
Was he?
Yeah. It's one of the end credit scenes for No Way Home. He gets, at the end of Venom 2, the end credit scene is he gets thrown into the MCU.
Oh.
And then the end credit scene for No Way Home is him trying to figure out, him and Venom trying to figure out all the crazy stuff that's happened in the MCU. Because he's like, let me get this straight. There's a dude that flies a suit of armor. There's a god with a hammer, and there's a big angry green guy.
Oh, I was like late to pick up my kid from something. So I missed the scene.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, that's what happens. And then when Strange casts a spell and throws everybody back to their home universes or whatever, Tom Hardy's Venom gets turned back into his Venomverse.
Okay.
But a piece of him gets left, piece of Venom gets left behind in the MCU. Long story short, I mean, it's not really short. This is a very long story. Vulture meets Morbius in the desert, and he's like, hey, I bet this has something to do with Spider-Man. And Morbius isn't like, who's Spider-Man? He's like, interesting. And he's like, well, I think that we could team up and do some good.
So are these two different Vultures?
No.
Same Vulture? He like popped into jail, and then he popped over to hang out with Morbius?
They released him because he's not part of that universe.
What?
And now he's hanging out with Morbius. Now they're going to be like the good Sinister Six. They're going to be like, I don't know, the Six Ticklers or something. I don't know. Something kid-friendly. It doesn't make any sense. It does not make any sense, man. And then like the next Sony Spider-Man movie on deck is Kraven the Hunter with Aaron Taylor Johnson. The dude played Quicksilver in Age of Ultron. He's Kraven, but again, I don't know.
What are they doing?
So, you see what I mean? So, like, the whole movie kind of, like, sets up this, like, future template for what they want to do. But whereas the MCU gives you a pretty decent idea. I mean, they're not doing too great right now with Phase 4. They're not as good as, obviously, all the Infinity War stuff. Mm-hmm. But, like, you kind of have an idea where
I feel like they're kind of stretching a little bit with this Phase 4.
Yeah, with the multiverse stuff?
Yeah, I think they're trying to string us along a little bit.
But I feel like they have a better plan than whatever Sony's doing.
Dude, they're just like trying to play catch up. They're like still wallowing in the fact they passed on the chance to get all of Marvel licensing.
Man, that's right. I forgot about that.
Like they like looked Marvel in the face and was like, Spider-Man's the only thing worth anything.
I Totally forgot. And then, lo and behold, here comes Disney. We're going to pick up on your mistake. Anyway, Morbius, worth seeing if you care about the Sony Spider-Man, what they want to do.
From what I saw of the two Venom movies, I'm not interested.
Very missable.
But I guess, speaking of death reaction shots...
Oh, yeah.
In the Lost City, there's a lot of that.
Yeah.
I saw the Lost City. It's fun. It's highly entertaining.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt is incredible in this weird half cameo.
Would you equate him to Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder? As far as quality?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. I mean, it's not as off the wall as Tom Cruise in Tropic Thunder, but it is amazing.
It's one of my favorite characters.
It's fine. I think this is the first time I found Sandra Bullock entertaining.
Yeah. Well, hey, it's the first time for everything.
And it was a cute, funny movie. And Daniel Harry Potter. What's his real name?
Oh, Radcliffe.
Daniel Radcliffe. Okay. Yeah, he's really great as a weirdo villain, and it's really amusing. And it is. There's a ton of people will die. And they'll be like, oh my gosh, he's dead. Freakouts. It's so funny.
That's hilarious. But see, this one is done correctly.
Yes, it's very entertaining.
I feel like in Morbius, they're just doing it to sell the horror aspect of it. But with horror comes gore.
There's going to be an HBO Max Snyder cut.
Snyder more. It's black and white.
Yeah.
Jeez, if it was black and white, dude, you wouldn't be able to see anything in that movie. Because one of the complaints... I didn't really mind because I'm whatever. It's you can tell from the trailer that the special effects are not great. When he uses his echolocation, it's just everything turns into a smoky mist, and you can't tell what's going on. You're like, what? Why is that so bad?
It's harder to see.
I don't understand. Maybe that's where the whole blind as a bat thing comes from. Because and then there's a thing in the very beginning of the movie where he's capturing the bats to study them, to work on his cure or whatever. And he's like, careful, vampire bats. Sorry. It's very funny. Vampire bats can down an animal 10 times its own size in a matter of seconds. And there's a shredded cow. Looks like a carne asada taco. Just spilled out all over this cliff. And these people are like, oh! And they basically turned vampire bats, the least dangerous bat, into piranhas. It's so funny to me. And throughout the movie, they keep referencing how dangerous vampire bats are. I'm like, what? Maybe in the Venomverse.
All I can think about is your kid tell that story about a bat.
Oh, jaguar face.
It's the longest story. She was what, so 5 at the time?
Yeah.
And it's the story is she saw a bat.
Well, she saw a bat attack somebody.
But the way she tells it takes 10 minutes. I loved it.
That was a traumatic moment for her, I think. That's when she realized that the woods aren't exactly safe.
There's a lot of dangerous woods in the Lost City. I'm only coming back to it because there's one thing I want to say.
Yeah. Channing
Tatum is highly hilarious.
Yeah,
the movie made me realize I want to see a Dumb and Dumber movie that's Channing Tatum and John Cena. Would that not be amazing?
That would be.
I'm sad because I feel Zoolander took the plot that should be Channing Tatum.
Well, so do you want them to be a Dumb and Dumber in a Zoolander type setting, or do you want it to be a off the walls Peacemaker type thing where they're both not necessarily superheroes, but they're just action heroes?
Yeah, I don't know, because I feel whatever, because Channing Tatum's hilarious in the movie and that he's trying to be an action hero, but he's just a scaredy cat.
Yeah, gotcha.
And we talk about how John Cena's intensity is amazing to us.
So good.
I don't know. I think maybe they should be firefighters who get lost in the woods fighting the California wildfires.
Pretty good.
And they're just incompetent at survival skills.
Yeah.
But try really hard.
It seems that would be that sort of just a bunch of idiots.
But they take themselves very seriously. Yes. I think is the magic.
Yeah.
A Dumb and Dumber.
Dude, I'd watch it. I'd pay for a ticket to see that.
That'd be amazing. I would pitch in on that Kickstarter. Raiders strike. So you have to damage one of your camps.
Anyone?
It's your choice. I'm going to play a sniper behind my vigilante. Play this mutant.
Look at that guy.
See? A face only a mother pig could love.
Pretty,
grotesque.
Yeah.
With my one remaining water, I'm going to use my garage to start another raid. Let's go, boys.
Raiding party.
I'm done. I'm out of all the
I'm
things.
gonna get my 3 water back. I'm gonna discard my water tower to get a water.
You can hold your water silo as long as you want. You don't have to.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Oh, big turn coming.
I wouldn't say that. I'm gonna play this truce card then, 2 water, and then all of our cards go back to our hand, including yours.
Oh yeah, stinks for me.
I feel like I should hang on to this dude, but
I don't know. This game seems like it's better to put your guys out
I feel like he might like come in clutch.
because they have to be out of turn before they do their thing.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put robot dude, but when he comes into play, I can repair. So I'm gonna repair my camp so that you can't take that out real easy.
Nice.
And you know what? I'm gonna junk this and start a raid.
I'm gonna draw a sniper back out for 1. I'm trying to figure out if I should replay one of these guys you made me put in my hand, or if I should store the water. I don't know. I feel like these guys are better when they're on the field. I'm gonna try this maneuver. I'm going to junk this guy to advance my raiders. So you take a damage, same as last time. You get to choose, and then I'll use my last water for the turn for the garage to start up a new raid. Your go. I don't know. This guy's belly button's hanging out on this card. It's like bald guy with a Santa beard. And his belly button sticking out. Well, I guess in the Radlands, it's so hot you want a crop top.
It's so hot right now. Oh man, can I hold out long enough to start another raid and maybe get one of your camps down? Or should I just attack one of your dudes? Choices, you know?
So that's what makes a good game, when you're making choices.
I feel
Like, that's why Candyland is garbage. There's no choices in that game.
it's true.
Like, the only real choice you make in Candyland is, can you get away with cheating while your kid's not looking, so the game will end. I always cheated in her favor, though.
That's good. That's very nice. Punks can't attack, can they?
No,
just
they have
chill.
no abilities.
Yeah,
They're just there to be shot.
because they're punks.
Yeah. Let's see, raid advances.
So I feel like if I take out your garage, I sever your ability to raid me.
Yeah, I'm putting that
easily,
to work
rather.
for
Yeah.
sure. Pay 2 for my sniper to damage any card, so I'm gonna kill your reactor. I'm spent for the turn.
But that was a setup for the show Severance. But
Oh, it's a show called Severance.
yeah, on Apple TV,
Alright.
starring Adam Scott.
Oh, is this the one where they wipe their minds while they're
Yeah,
at work?
man, it's wild.
It seems really cool.
It is a wild.
So you watched
show.
the whole thing?
Well, all that it's the finale's Friday.
Huh.
And it's, man, I can't recommend the show enough. Like, I am honestly like super obsessed with figuring out what's going on in the show.
That sounds so interesting.
It's because like
It's the first show that's made me like, I really wish I had Apple Plus. So it's called Apple
Apple
TV.
TV.
Sorry,
whatever.
Apple Flicks.
Who cares?
Apple.
Jacks. Apple Jacks. We'll call them Apple Jacks. The premise, for those who don't know, is there's a conglomerate like corporation that has a floor where if you work on this floor, you voluntarily undergo this procedure to have your memories severed, meaning that when you're at work, you only remember what you do at work, and when you're outside of work, you don't remember anything about work at all. Like, you don't remember who you work with, you don't remember what you do, you don't remember anything. And then they call each version of themselves innies and outies. So if you have a family while you're at work, you have no idea who your family is. You don't even know you have a family. Again, if you're outside of work, you have no idea. You know that you go to this building, you remember walking in, but when you get in the elevator to go down to your floor, you don't remember anything. There's a lot of really cool twists that I don't want to spoil for you.
I hope so. I guess kind of my non-spoilery questions. Hopefully not spoilery. Do you get to see both sides?
Yeah.
Like the whole show, like episode 1, you see him in the office and out of the office?
Yep.
Interesting.
Because it's, you get to see Adam Scott's character. He's the main character. So it's in the trailer, so it's not really spoilery. The premise of the first episode is he comes, like his wife's dead. He's a widower.
Okay.
And he works at this company. He has no idea what he does on this floor. But he knows that he voluntarily did this thing. And he did it as a coping mechanism to deal with his wife
okay.
being passed.
Interesting.
And his sister on the outside is like, that's not healthy, that's not therapy. And he's like, I mean, it worked. Like,
Sure.
I'm fine. And obviously he's not fine. Because, like, you know, all his friends are like, it's crazy that you would just, like, do that to yourself. And he's like, I mean, it's...
So it's like public knowledge that this company does this?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's part of their, like, marketing scheme. Like, come work for us on this floor and you can undergo this and you get paid a lot more and you know, you're just a super productive employee for this company. So he's, like, after working or whatever, he comes home and then there's a dude... Like, his best friend at work just isn't there anymore. And they say that he was let go. And then outside of work, his best friend from work shows up, but you don't know who it is at first, and he comes up to him and he's like, dude, you're freaking me out. And he's like, hey, it's Petey. I'm your best friend.
So he knows what happens at work?
So it's revealed that he underwent a procedure to have the chip removed so that he can remember everything. And then he's trying to convince Mark of Adam Scott's character.
Interesting.
Of all this shady stuff with the company.
Very interesting.
So it's super well written. It's got John Turturro in it, Christopher Walken's in it.
Oh, nice.
Zach Cherry, who's the comedian from MCU fans would know him as Do a Flip, Spider-Man. He's also the dude in Shang-Chi who was commentating the fight on the bus or whatever.
Oh, nice.
It's the same dude. But he's in it. He's hilarious. He's great. It's just man, I haven't thought about a show this much since...
Was the memory severed?
Yeah, may have been. Honestly, though, dude, as far as trying to figure out what's going on, I haven't thought about a show this much since Lost.
Ooh.
Straight up. Man. I know that would hook you. That's why I was hesitant. But I had to think about it.
It seems good because I like Eternal Sunshine of a Spotless Mind.
Yeah, that's a great movie.
I like that movie. I feel like I get those vibes from the Severance trailer. Also, you describing it makes me remember the Ben Affleck, John Woo film Paycheck. It's a deep cut.
Yeah.
Where he's a reverse engineering expert.
Yeah.
And he gets his memory wiped while he reverse engineers something.
Yeah.
But instead of a paycheck, he got 10 random items in an envelope.
Yeah. I remember that. I forgot John Woo did them.
It's a treat.
Yeah. Is it?
It stuck with me though. Of all the junk movies I watched back then, I still think about it occasionally. Junk movie
stuck with me? Rain of Fire.
Yes! That's a good one.
Rain of Fire is a horrible movie, but man, does it stick with you. But yeah, no, dude, I cannot recommend Severance enough. Like I said, that's why I hesitated to throw the Lost thing out there, because I know that you're a big fan of it. But it's man, I really though, after, I think there's 8 episodes out right now. 9th one's coming on Friday, and it's the finale, season 1 finale. Did just get renewed, so...
Nice, but it's also, I can live my dream of just binge watching it all.
Exactly.
Because it's the weekly wait is what ruined Lost. I'm convinced.
Dude, yeah. Because I binge watched episodes 1 through 7, while I was working one day, and I was like, my gosh, this show is so good. And I'm not gonna lie to you, man, I was that fan that immediately after I was done watching what I could watch, went to Reddit forums to read people's theories and see what they were saying. And there's some bananas off the wall stuff, but there's some stuff that I feel like the writers are really not plugging from, but are happy that people have picked up on, little clues and stuff like that. But there's so many cool twists with the characters and what the company is doing. Patricia Arquette's in it too. She's one of the main.
I should know who that is.
Character. I know her from Stigmata, that horrible horror movie from the 90s. No, she was. I feel like she was in a procedural show. Law and Order movie?
Everybody's in a proceral show now. True. They're all procedural shows.
Anthony Anderson was in a Law and Order, and I didn't realize that until the trailer for it to come back. I was like, what does he do? Oh, that's right.
Law and Order-ish.
Please give me that. I'll watch it. I don't care. Severance. Check it out. So good. It's worth paying for a month to watch it.
I will. I will.
Back to Radlands.
Gotta keep it rad, bro.
While I'm figuring out this, is there... What other movie did you say? Sonic, right?
I saw Sonic today. And when our podcast listener is going to be like, that came out a month ago. But it's not out yet, except for the special early showing that I went to and got a poster. If you enjoyed the first Sonic movie at all, then you'll like the sequel.
I did enjoy it.
I also think they did much better with the fan service. It's when the people got upset about how horrible Sonic looked before they redid the graphics.
He looked rough.
I think they leaned into that. There's multiple references to the Sonic meme of the weird deformed Sonic cartoon. There's a ton of references to video game stuff. They have the Chaos Emeralds and the Master Emerald, and the trailer shows Knuckles showing up, and Dr. Robotnik looks more like Dr. Robotnik in this one, and it's pretty silly. It's kind of over the top. I think my biggest praise of this movie is they just let Jim Carrey be Jim Carrey. He's full Jim Carrey mode in this, good. And it's really fun.
That makes me happy, especially because poor dude was he's just done. In Hollywood.
He seems so done with Hollywood. But this was
I'm glad that he's maybe his swan song.
He did. I feel like I recently saw some article about how he's retiring from Hollywood or whatever, which makes me sad because this was like full on, The Mask, Grinch Who Stole Christmas vibes. Like,
nice.
Of him just like being off the wall,
Bananas.
like riffing on stuff.
I'm alright with that.
He was super entertaining, and Adam Pally is in it again as like the dopey deputy or whatever. He only had like 2 lines in the first one, and he's got
I have no idea what you're
he's
talking
got like
about.
10 lines in this one. So if you saw the show Happy Endings, he played the dude Max.
Got it. Okay.
And apparently he's like bros with Ben Schwartz.
Yeah?
And
oh, no, I do know what you're talking about now. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think he's hilarious, and I found this thing where, how they like fired Conan to, it was before they fired Conan. It's like when Leno like retired from the late night show, and Conan was going to take over. There was like a week because Conan's studio was in LA and Leno's studio was in New York or whatever. So it's like a week of transition before they switched shows, and they just had like random people do the Tonight Show. And Adam Pally got to host it one night.
Nice.
Where Ben Schwartz was like his, guy on the mic that he threw
the
to.
sidekick or whatever.
Yeah. But apparently it was like there was like a snowstorm that showed up in New York. So there's like no audience. 2 of the guests couldn't make it and were like via camera before everyone was doing Zoom, because this was like 15 years ago. And he's like, it is the worst Tonight Show ever. Like NBC tried to destroy it so no one could ever find it. And so I found it on, I found some like place to download it. I'll have to share it with you.
Nice.
It is so funny. It's like he like splits the pants of his suit while he's interviewing someone. Like, and him and Ben Schwartz keep trying to riff on stuff, but there's like no audience. And so they're like, well, guess that's not funny. Couldn't get the cameraman to laugh.
That's hilarious.
It's like the best, worst show. It's awesome. And so I think he's funny in everything I see him in, and his like 5 lines in Sonic cracked me up. Oh, it was fun seeing it tonight too, because since it was like the premiere, like all the Sonic fans were there. So I was like, Emily, do you think somebody dressed up like a Marvel release? She's like, not for Sonic.
Did they?
Let me tell you, there was a dude standing in line for popcorn with like Sonic yoga pants on and like a tail. And it was only one tail, so I don't know if he was like a furry or if he was dressing up as Tails. As a kid, I thought Tails was so cool. I was like, of course you'd use 2 tails as a helicopter to fly.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But as an adult, I'm like, wouldn't they just get tangled up on each other as soon as you start twirling them?
No, he holds them out.
But they're spinning.
Like little rotor blades.
But they're spinning.
No, he just keeps them nice and stiff.
But they're spinning.
But does a helicopter... does the helicopter blades get tangled up?
No, because there's like a joint.
Yeah.
Like,
well, maybe he's got a weird mutated tail.
I know. Isn't that horrifying?
No, what's horrifying is a fox or whatever he is wearing shoes and with a double jointed tail, talking to a hedgehog with shoes. They can run real fast. Who's best friends? Well, frenemies, I should say, with an echidna with massive.
Voiced by Idris Elba. It's so weird.
Echidna I've ever seen. You know what's even weirder than all of that to me though? Have you seen the Xbox promotion for the movie, the furry controllers?
Oh yeah.
I cannot even do.
Dude, I straight up entered that contest. I entered that. I retweeted it.
You better sell them. If you win, you better sell them.
Dude, that'd be such a dilemma.
I'd sell them in a heartbeat because there's no way I'm buying a game of those things.
I was like, you just can't feed them after midnight because then they'll turn into gremlins.
I like the IGN did a interview with Idris Elba on the red carpet during the premiere. Yeah. And they're like, look what we brought. And he brought out the red controller and he started to walk away. He just was like, nope. And they're like, no, it's a Microsoft promotion.
That's so funny.
Like, it's gross is what it is.
Before the movie started, since it was like the special premiere, they did this like rapid fire interview with Ben Schwartz and Idris Elba. And they're like, who is better at video games? And Ben Schwartz is like, better than me. He's handsomer than me. He's more talented than me. Like, I just want to be better at video games than him. And then it like cuts to Idris Elba and he's like, probably Ben Schwartz.
Alright, well, I'm going to play this dude and set your guy back.
Oh, nice. Because I was like, if you don't stop my raider and my sniper, I'm going to get you again.
Dang, man. That's going to start a raid.
Spicy. Well, I'm going to pay 2 to snipe this and deal damage there. Oh, big money move. I can advance my raiders because of the garage.
Oh, well, that's dumb. Because I was about to take out your stupid railgun, and then I was going to take out your pyro, and then that probably would have been all I've been able to do.
So I got you.
See, I told you. What did I tell you?
You want to play again with the
I don't care. We can. Yeah, sure. Why not? We still got a few more things to talk about.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Okay. So, you've been reading some comics lately.
I have.
So tell me about
really
Slumber, which I hear is a sleeper hit.
Look at that joke coming back. It's an Image comic. Just debuted this month.
So is it a trade, like a graphic novel, or is this like a weekly
it's
or monthly or whatever?
Ongoing, probably weekly or
okay.
bi-weekly maybe, because I think the next one comes out next week. So it's written by the guy who wrote, apparently there's a lot of Child's Play comics.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't aware of that, but it's kind of cool. But it's written by him. And essentially the premise is that there's like this girl, like she gets paid by people to fight other people's nightmares. So like there's this like Monsters Inc. type tech where she goes into like a door that's like into your nightmare that's like plugged in your brain, kills your nightmare for you, and like wipes it out.
Okay.
And like her partner is like this like orc dude. They haven't established if he's like from the dream world and he can come in between. But he's like a samurai, orc, goblin kind of guy that's like kind of just like straight-laced, like ones and zeros type, like we have to focus on the mission kind of thing. And she's like this hard day drinker, cynical, I guess, worldview, cynical, like she's seen all these monsters and all these like horrible thoughts and nightmares that people have of like really dark stuff. Like there's a couple things that's like, whoa. But there's a serial killer who hunts people through their nightmares and can cross into like the physical realm, but only by possessing whoever's nightmare they're in. Whatever this thing is possesses their body through their nightmare and then cause them to commit murder, and then they kill themselves afterwards. So she's now hunting down this thing
via people's
nightmares. Yeah, because in certain people's nightmares she sees these sigils that keep popping up that are linked to something that she knows or that she thinks she knows. It's really good, man.
That's wild. That's like a lot for one issue.
Yeah, it's not a long issue, and it's just a lot of like kind of world building.
That's interesting.
But I enjoyed it quite a bit. Like I said, I'll let you take it home with you, and it's great. I love it. It's just so good. Like her partner, like he's fantastic. Like there's a sequence where she goes nuts on a bunch of carnival monsters because she sees the sigil and she's like, who sent you? And she like has a sawed-off shotgun as her like primary weapon, so she just starts like shooting these things, and it makes like more and more nightmares because they're getting mad and like want to fight back. The person whose mind she's in, it's his psyche like fighting back. So like all these monsters start building up, and he's like, we really shouldn't be doing this. Like he's like, she's freaking out, and he's like super calm. He's like, this is not appropriate. You should really stop.
Interesting.
And then she keeps doing it, and then eventually he like has to pull out a sword and like fight off a bunch of these monsters and like physically drag her out of the nightmare. And like afterwards, she's like, are you eating human flesh again? And like it pans over, and he's like eating a leg, and he's like, oh, I found it in there. So it's really
bizarre.
Good. It's really good. I enjoy it. Also picked up the new run of Ghost Rider. There's 2 issues out so far. They're setting up Ghost Rider to kind of be like the Hulk a little bit. Not like in strength, but like there's 2 separate identities that don't communicate.
Oh. Was the Ghost Rider always like that?
No. Like Johnny Blaze knew what he was doing. He was just powered by the spirit of vengeance.
Okay.
Ghost Rider. Like he would choose to attack somebody but use the Ghost Rider's ability. And now they're like essentially, once Ghost Rider becomes Ghost Rider, it's Ghost Rider, like the spirit of vengeance, doing everything, and Johnny Blaze is kind of like in the back.
Is he aware of it though?
Not at the moment. Like, not in that moment, but like when he comes out.
Like they're not like talking to each other. It's just like when he comes out, he's like, oh, I can't believe I did that.
Yeah, that kind of
okay.
thing. Like just like waking up and like everything's on fire. But like the first issue in this new run sets up to where something, presumably supernatural, has imprisoned Ghost Rider and Johnny in this like kind of like limbo thing, and it makes Johnny think that he's living in a perfect suburbia life, but there's like all these like little weird things that he hallucinates and sees, because like the accident happens in this life that he's living that gives him the powers, but after the accident in this life, the spirit of vengeance doesn't come to him and says, hey, you know, let's team up and let's become this anti-hero or whatever. Mm-hmm. He just heals, but after he heals, that's when he starts seeing all these weird things aren't quite right, like Matrix-y type stuff. Mm-hmm. And then eventually there's like a wizard, essentially. Like, not a Doctor Strange wizard, but like a necromancer, I guess.
Okay.
Comes, like, finally gets through to him, and he's like, let me show you what you've actually been missing. And awakens the spirit of vengeance in him and shows, like, the real world has kind of gone a little bit crazy. So now Spirit of Vengeance and Johnny are trying to get out to, like, actually go set stuff right. And figure out who put them in this, like, weird little limbo. But it's pretty good.
So he's kind of a Punisher type, I guess?
Yeah, kinda. Like
but
a
more
supernatural.
yeah. Okay.
More fighting demons and monsters versus people.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do it. Parachute base. Pillbox. Cash. As in a place
Cache.
to hold things.
I got a catapult.
Oh.
An atomic garden. And outposts.
Yours are much more pleasant than mine. Okay, maybe not the catapult. That dude holding 2 Molotov cocktails flying through the air.
Yeah.
Oh, we didn't flip for it. Do you want water or ready?
Let's try that again. Flip for it. I call it in the air. I'm going to say water.
The first one was perfect.
All
right, I'm first. So I only get 1 water on turn 1. I'm going to play the scout, and it's your turn.
So did you have a good birthday?
Yes, thanks.
Happy belated birthday. Even though I texted you on your birthday. I got it right this time.
You did. Nailed it.
It only took me 10 years. But I got it. I'm not going to lie. You know what helped me figure it out? I remember you telling me that Lego Star Wars came out on your birthday.
Oh, yeah.
And then I was like, oh, this came out today. Oh, it's Phil's birthday.
Nice.
So you said you picked that up, though?
Yeah, I did. I've only played like an hour and 15 minutes or so. Played co-op with my daughter, which is most of the reason I wanted to have it. And, dude, it cracked me up because she's like, does this mean this one has Rey in it and I can play as like the girl Jedi or whatever? I was like, yeah. And then when it starts, you can pick like which trilogy you want to start your story in.
Nice.
And so I was like, do you want to start with Rey or with like Luke and Han or like Anakin and Jar Jar? And she's like, Anakin and Jar Jar.
A little part of you was like, oh.
So we start at episode 1, and in the second mission, I think you unlock Jar Jar, and she's like, how do you switch characters? I'm gonna be Jar Jar.
That's hilarious.
It was awesome.
What's
it's
his
really
ability?
Because we played a ton of Lego Episode 3. Lego Episode 3 is really good, and it's like backwards compatible on Xbox. 100% pick that up. Like, it's got this split screen tech where if you're on the same screen, it's all one screen, but as soon as you split up, it draws a line down the middle. I'm talking about the old game, not the new one. And so you can like go apart and it'll like keep your relative position by moving the split line based on like where you're going.
Yeah.
And it's got like this whole mode where it's like you summon vehicles to conquer bases and stuff. Episode 3, like Lego Star Wars, is probably the best one. Yeah, I've only played an hour, and then you can already like use Jedi mind tricks to like take control of any, like there's characters marked or whatever. Mm-hmm. So I did take control of some Rodians in a bar fight situation. It's crazy.
Did you shoot first?
Yeah, that was my real problem because it's kind of open world and it's Lego, so you smash all the Lego things to collect the studs, which you use to buy upgrades. And I keep like accidentally hitting people on the street, and so this like Rodian gang like turned on me. Like this like whole klaxon alarm going off or whatever, and Emily was in the next room like, what is that noise?
It was a terrible noise.
It's like, I'm sorry, I'm using my new Dolby surround sound to play Lego Star Wars.
Out of all the games.
Yeah, so it's top notch. If you're looking at the comment from my friend here asking about their feet stuck in the toilet, we played the D20 Star Wars role-playing game, and I played as a Rodian named Bleedo.
Sounds like someone to get their foot stuck in the toilet.
And our most epic moment was we were trying to like escape something or whatever, and like we ducked into the bathroom, but they followed us in there. Like it wasn't like a good hiding spot. And so my plan was to stick my foot in the toilet and flush it and yell, help, my foot is stuck in the toilet. And in their confusion, I shot them first.
In their confusion? What is happening?
And then
so it was ruthless. That's so good.
It was like that, and our friend who was always like trying to be funny played a Wookiee, I think, and nobody could understand what he was saying. So we kept ignoring his ideas.
Nice.
Yeah, so Lego Star Wars Skywalker Saga is so far pretty thumbs up. because it's like you play through the missions like real quickly. It's got a good like little golden marker on the board to like help you find your objective, because it's like we're in the underwater Gungan world or whatever. And I was just like exploring, finding all this random stuff. That's where we figured out the mind control stuff. Those little things the Gungans ride on. Like you can use your mind...
little duck things?
Yeah, so you can use your mind control trick on it to like control it, or to like make it panic and run crazy everywhere.
Nice.
Or to like distract it, and it like plays music and like starts dancing or whatever. Unlike the other Lego games, it kind of hits it like the story is more straight up like the story. They picked the dialogue from the movies to like make it keep going forward. But like the animations like in the background is like silly Lego stuff.
Yeah.
So like, you know, in episode 1 when they first get to Naboo, Qui-Gon like tackles Jar Jar in order to like save him from the tank or whatever.
Yeah.
It's that scene, except like Qui-Gon is big enough that the tank, like every little pip on the bottom hits Qui-Gon on the head, and he's like dum 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 dum. And so that was like really funny, but it like didn't change any of the story. It's just like a funny thing that happened.
This classic Lego Star Wars humor.
Oh
or
yeah,
Lego games humor.
Yeah, so it's pretty great. I think it's so good. It's like I get nitpicky where I'm like annoyed that you can't like invert look. I'm a inverted y-axis person, and I think it's because I'm an old man. I don't think kids today don't understand the benefit of pushing and pulling, like, because all games now default to like up and down or whatever. And I tried to change it, but I think the settings are such that it like applies to both players. I could be wrong, but you have to change your Y invert for regular camera control, and separately set it for aim controls, and separately set it for driving controls.
Jeez.
And so I just got lost, and I was like, I just got this game, I just want to play it. So I turned it all off and just struggled through it anyways. But it's fun, like all the little Kyber bricks to find, and there's like a skill tree now. Like the upgrade system is different. Like you collect these little Kyber bricks, and then you spin studs and Kyber bricks to pick levels. And so there's like 10 character classes, and so you pick like which character class you want to add new abilities and upgrade on and stuff.
Interesting.
So it's like all the classic Lego game goodness, but like fresh new paint.
Yeah, and it's Star Wars.
Super excited.
Yeah.
Although I'm not gonna lie, I kind of dread playing through episode 9.
Well, I dread everything.
Well, maybe I'll enjoy it.
I would watch Morbius again before I watch Rise of Skywalker.
That's what you texted me.
I did I?
And I was like, that's good.
Yeah, I would sit in a theater or at home and watch Morbius again from start to finish, unironically, before watch Rise of Skywalker from start to finish. It's just that bad, man. It's not good.
It's like our running theme.
It really is.
It's just bashing on Rise of Skywalker. Alright, I'm making big moves this turn. So with my parachute base, I can play a person and use their ability and then damage them. So I'm going to junk this card in my hand for a water, bust out my water silo for a water, and then Mulgar Stang costs 4.
Jeez.
So he's going to come out. He'll come out here.
Come out swinging.
And he pays 1 to destroy any camp.
My gosh. That's ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. I think I'm going to destroy your atomic garden.
Alright.
Which feels hateful.
That's fine.
And so that is... he's damaged because he parachuted it.
That's what he gets for parachuting, I guess.
And go ahead.
Alright. I'm going to send out the scout. I'm going to catapult him. Do I want to take out your parachute base, or do I want to take out your cash? Or do I just want to damage your other base?
I just feel like strategically you don't want to leave them all damaged, because then they can repair them.
Alright, so I'm going to throw that scout. He's going to take out your...
A parachute base? That's fair. I, picked it thinking it wouldn't be good, but it seemed pretty good. With Mulgar Stang.
He's got broken legs now. But you have an event in play, and I can damage a card. So I'm going to take out your cash as well.
Nice. Crap. Are you done?
Yeah, sorry.
I was like, he's thinking hard.
No. I'm done. My bad.
Alright, advance the raiders. Get the water. Dang, I wish I had my parachute base. I guess I'm going to pay 1 more water. Put out the mimic, who can copy one of my ready characters or an undamaged enemy. Thinking good. I'm going to start Mulgar Stanging you. If you don't damage my Mulgar Stang, I'm going to win next turn.
Send this robot
In the catapult.
directly into Mulgar.
You good?
That's me.
raiders come in, so you get a damage. Alright, so I have a punk, so the rabble rouser can deal a damage, and I'll hit your outpost. Alright, destroy one of my people, and then do a damage. So I'll destroy the punk, do a damage to your doomsayer. Got 1 water left. It costs 1 less for each destroyed camp I have. I have 2 destroyed camps, so I'm going to pay 1 to do a damage to your doomsayer and kill him. And that's my turn.
Okay. Well, I don't know how well this is going to turn out for me, but might do something. I'm going to pay that, but then I'm going to do this. Toss him. But if I can last 1 more turn.
You spent all your water there?
Yep.
I go gain a punk, and then I can mimic the cult leader to deal a damage to your catapult, and then I can just use the cult leader and finish off your catapult.
Alright, whatever.
That was close though, you almost had me.
One of these days, I'm going to dance in your face, Phil. This is going to be the most glorious dance. Alright. Good game, good game.
I'm thinking our move should be, now that the game playing is over, like the last thing we'll talk about can be like a spoiler full, because now is the time to dip out.
Yeah. Okay, I got what you're saying.
And so we can go all in describing Moon Knight, and if people don't want to hear it,
then they can kiss our hands.
Our hands?
Yes, our fingers. A royal fingers.
All right. You are a longtime Moon Knight fan in general.
I am.
So my impression of the show so far is it's good. So I feel like you're going to be super pumped about it.
I am, man. I think they're doing a fantastic job. I think right out the gate, the first thing that they did right was not thematically tied into the MCU. There's no reference to any event or hero. It's pretty much its own isolated corner. You just know that it's taking place in the MCU.
Yeah.
And interesting enough, in the latest episode, there's a whatever that geopolitical group was that was helping people back from the blip.
Yeah.
There's a banner for them on the bus.
Oh, neat.
Fight scene. So, like, that's their way of saying, like, hey, it's not like the Defenders or Spider-Man where it's, like, MCU adjacent.
Right.
It's just in the MCU. It's just not good. We're not going to. As of now.
You don't need, Thor to show up in everything.
Right.
Right. Like, so.
Or them talking about, like, as much as I love the Daredevil show, the constant referral to the event was a little annoying. I mean, but that's just a minor gripe for such a good show.
No, I feel you.
Man, they're doing such a good job at handling the main character's dissociative identity disorder. Like, it's so good. And it's so, like, Oscar Isaac is obviously having a ball. And it's really showing through. I love the fact that episode 1 is mostly Steven. Episode 2 is, like, mostly Steven, but it's setting up for now to be, moving forward, probably mostly Mark. And maybe we can get another...
Because how many identities does he have in the comic? I feel like you said there's 3 main ones.
3 main ones. In the second episode, they revealed that Ethan Hawke's character, who his name from the comics is a very trivial villain. Like, he's only been in 1 issue, I think, over the 30-odd years that Moon Knight's been a character. 40-odd years. But, like, Arthur Harrow in the comics was, like, a neuroscientist turned thief that, like, wanted to, like, figure out a way to, like, stop pain. So I thought in the first episode, when he puts glass in his shoes, I thought maybe that might be them setting up for him to be a new version of that character. But in episode 2, they revealed that he was previously Moon Knight. Or
yes,
Moon Knight,
that was interesting. I feel like that's just hitting me with lore really fast.
Like, in the best way possible. Like, I feel like they're doing such a good job world building, and they're not dragging their feet. They're not really... Like, episode 1 was, like, the best opening to the Marvel shows, I think. It was, like, the best pilot.
I like how it was real mysterious about him, like, locking himself in bed and putting sand around his bed and the tape.
His fish being replaced.
I really liked how they kind of, like, off camera did the cool stuff.
Yeah.
Where it was like he was like shaky and then he was like, what happened? And then there's like blood on him or whatever.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty crazy. I did disappoint myself a little bit. Like, it's totally my fault. But I was like, what if the second episode is just from the perspective of Mark and we see all the stuff he didn't see? And then we didn't. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, I get that. But at the same time, I feel like a lot of people would be like, we just saw that.
I know.
We don't need to see it from Mark's point of view.
I know. It would be more complicated writing, and I feel like the payoff would be cool if they successfully did it.
Yeah.
But it's totally fine they didn't. But I was like really hoping the show would be like one of my favorite Netflix originals, Living with Yourself or whatever, where it's like you'd see a storyline and then you see it from the clone perspective or whatever.
I think I remember you talking about it.
Did you ever see Living with Yourself with Paul Rudd?
No. But you definitely talked about it. Now that you said Paul Rudd.
How have you not watched it yet?
I have no idea.
Dude.
Okay.
But it's like 8 episodes, half-hour episodes.
Yeah. Is it like relatively new?
It was pre-pandemic.
Oh, okay.
So it feels relatively new, but it had to have been 4 years ago.
Yeah. At this point. Yeah. I'm going to check it out.
Dude.
It's Paul Rudd. It's like a clone sci-fi thing,
Yes.
I guess?
I'm like mad at you for having not seen it.
So sorry. I'm so sorry.
You watch it, we go talk about it next episode.
I'm mad that you beat me at every game we ever play. Welcome to my world.
But Moon Knight, super cool. And like the lore is so deep. I feel like it's just like coming at me. Because it's also like, you know, when you're watching like Thor and Loki, I'm like, I feel like I've seen some Norse mythology.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I see what's, but I'm like, I don't know any Egyptian mythology.
I know enough.
You know?
I know enough. Just
because even they start with him like complaining about the poster, being like, "Oh, there should be 9 gods instead of 7."
Yeah,
you know,
that
I'm like,
I didn't know.
I'm like, oh my gosh,
that I'm like,
it's not just Egyptian mythology; it's like deep cuts.
yeah. Like you can't just like talk about Horus.
Yeah, but no, this is a good point. Like the villain is a former Moon Knight. I think that's really interesting.
Yeah, and Ethan Hawke crushes it.
Dude, he's really good.
I'm loving him as a villain. Like, he's so good. Yeah. He's, like, quietly intimidating. In the second episode, when he brings Steve into the little...
Gives him that lentil soup.
Their little Oliver Twist hangout spot. He's like, hey, let me show you around. You can have this, you can have that. Let me get you some soup. Let me do this, you know, blah, blah, blah. But then, like, when things start going his way, like, he's for real intimidating. And he doesn't even, like, lift a finger. Like, he doesn't even do the crocodile seesaw thing on his arms. Well, I mean, because he know it wouldn't work, but still, it's like...
Crocodile seesaw?
Yeah. The scale thing. There he puts his little cane.
What's a crocodile?
They're crocodile. The scales are crocodile. And his cane are 2 crocodile heads.
I was wondering why it's so weirdly shaped.
Yeah, his cane are 2 crocodile heads, like, back to back, and the scale is the same thing. Or, like, the tops of the scale.
Okay, I'm going to watch it for that next time.
Yeah.
That makes
it's okay,
sense.
Don't feel bad because I didn't catch it the first time either. It took me a second.
You rewatched it?
Yeah.
I knew you'd be so pumped about Moon Knight.
It's so good. It's so good. And
I also like that the Mark dude is like married.
Yeah.
And that's like crazy.
And he's trying to divorce her to protect her. Which I understand his logic, but it's like that whole trope is interesting to me, I guess. I love the fact that Mr. Knight came in episode 2.
Dude, I thought it was because I knew you mentioned how you liked him or whatever.
He's sitting right there.
That I laughed so hard when he was like, "This is the only suit I could think of."
Yeah, he's like, "What are we wearing?" Not Psycho. What do you call him? Psycho Colonel Sanders. But I love the fact that because like Mr. Knight in the comics, he's like he's more intelligent than he is physical. But if he needs to be physical, he's fully capable of handling himself.
No, I remember you saying that, and I picked up on that. How he's like, "Oh, what are these golden rods?" Like I feel like he could fight, you know?
Yeah. Well, and then when he
with his superpowers,
like, punches it
and they're
across
like, "Good
the
punch."
street.
Yeah. But I also remember you saying how he's like kind of the smart one or whatever, and I was like, "Oh yeah," because his character is like with all the facts and all the information.
Yeah.
Like I can see his character arc forming where he's going to be like,
if it's Steven, he's going to be Mr. Knight.
Yes, like when he takes on the fact that he is going to be a superhero, he'll be like all smarty about it.
I would totally love if like Steven's Moon Knight is Mr. Knight and then Mark's Moon Knight is the Moon Knight.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they're setting up. That's what it feels like.
And then if they don't introduce Jake Lockley, that's fine. That's the third personality.
No.
He's like the cabbie driver that like he's the dude on the street that like gets all the street intel on like, you know, villains and stuff like that.
Yeah.
At this point, there's really no need for it.
I feel like if I was structuring a TV show, that's kind of like the finale moment. Is it's like, third personality
pops up for season 2, or whatever.
Yeah,
yeah. No, I'm totally down for that. I just, man, I love it. I love it so much. I love the fact that they imply that Moon Knight, right from the get go, Moon Knight is super strong because, presumably he's the one who threw the sink at the Jackal thing. I mean, that was my favorite part of the premiere was like when Steven's like, take over so you can save us or whatever, and he gets jumped. And then it's just a bunch of, like, off-camera grunts and hits and, like, stuff smashing. And then, like, the sink flies out. and then we follow the jackal getting drugged back in, and then he like pummels it.
Yeah.
And then the reveal of the full costume. Man,
it was
so
cool.
Good. I like how also like he's got the mummy wraps. Like he's like it's like all bandages. Like that's not what Moon Knight looks like in the comics at all. Other than the cowl and the cape and the little crescent thing. But as far as like the detail of it, like looking like he's a mummy, like that's new, and but I'm all for it.
Ties in, it works visually.
So I'm super excited where it's going. I think it might be my favorite when it's all said and done.
It's early to say, but I feel like if it was like my favorite superhero with a show done this well,
so
I would be so pumped.
It's like Iron Man, Daredevil, Moon Knight, Blade, Strange, like all the weird guys.
Oh yeah.
Broken, like not so great heroes, or all the weird paranormal ones. Those are my favorites.
I see that. Oh, dude, do you have some glasses to drink Pepsi Nitro?
Yeah. Would you like me to fetch them?
Yeah.
I'll be
go
right
do
back.
that. That's how we're gonna finish. Moon Knight's great. Let's drink Pepsi Nitro. Gentle, generous. What are these cups? Reliable, empathy.
I can't even begin to tell you, my friend. These, we had these since we were married. Not you and I, but...
The review I saw said the vanilla tastes better. I was like, we should do one of each.
Okay.
I don't have COVID. Do you want to share drinks?
I also don't have COVID, sure.
Okay. It's got instructions. Because this is nitrogen-infused soda, which... Oh,
yeah. Chill can, pour hard, admire, and enjoy.
Okay, we gotta admire it. How big are these glasses?
16 ounce, I think.
All right, well, this is a 16-ounce can, so it's going to overflow if you fill it all the way up, I guess.
I'll fill it all the way.
Okay. I've never poured a nitrogen-infused drink before.
That's true.
I'm worried about making a mess.
Guinness guy.
Pour hard. This is fun.
Chill.
Well, you want the foamy head. That's the whole point, right?
Yeah, but you don't want like a huge foamy head.
Am I pouring it hard enough?
Yeah, you're pouring it pretty hard, man. Look at that.
You admiring it?
Yeah, look at that. Look at that color.
In your green and purple glass?
Smells great.
It seems very Pepsi-ish, except with this larger foam head.
All right, cheers.
Cheers. That's creamy.
That is good.
I like vanilla sodas a lot, so this one's hitting the spot.
Whoa.
Now let me taste this plain Jane Pepsi Nitro.
Yeah, go for it. Actually,
the vanilla one
is where it's at.
Yeah, like this.
Ooh.
This is weird because it tastes like a Pepsi, but with this weird creamy thing on top.
Yeah, like
it's not bad.
Like almost like a Guinness cream, which would just be Irish cream. I don't know
right.
It's a Guinness cream. Whatever.
That's good, but I think it is the vanilla is definitely a winner.
100% agree. They're both very, very good, though. Like, I kind of feel after just one, I'm already spoiled. I'm like, I don't want a regular Pepsi. Like, I kind of dig this, like, creamier Pepsi, especially that vanilla. Whew. I had a butterbeer at brunch today. There's a place that had a Hogwarts-themed brunch.
Oh, nice.
And they made me a little butterbeer, and it was delicious. And Sadie tried it, and she was like, that's disgusting. And I was like, you're not real. You're not real.
You're not an adult yet. You don't know anything about Harry Potter drinks. It's like, is it like flat now that the foam is gone?
Kind of has like a little bit of a...
It doesn't taste flat, it feels flat.
Yeah, I was gonna say like that texture of it like sitting out in the sun.
Yeah, but it doesn't taste bad.
No.
It just feels like it. So, better than Pepsi Blue.
Yeah, for sure. It's on point. It's really good. Thumbs up if we're gonna do the patented... There we go.
We're not supposed to thumb wrestle.
No. Hey Arnold. Woo, woo, woo. You remember that?
I didn't have Nickelodeon as a kid.
That's right. I always forget that sad detail.
Like, it was so crazy. We were always, like, really excited to visit my grandma because she had cable. And we just, like, would watch Nickelodeon 24/7.
I mean, why wouldn't you? If you've gone that long without it, and then you also you have it, or an opportunity to have it.
We're like, nah, Grandma, we don't want to spend time with you.
You'll be around forever.
We need to watch all that. Stickly, we need it.
Dude, I wrote to him several times.
Yeah?
As a child.
Did they ever read your letter?
I have no idea. Because I would
That's true.
I'd get bored.
You'd miss
waiting,
it. Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Because like I would write in to like request a show or something, or an episode of a show. And then I would spend all afternoon watching Stickly, and then I would get super bored because I wouldn't get what I wanted. And I'd be like, I'm going to go play 64.
Yes.
I'm going to go play Pokemon Snake.
They had a bit with some guy named Meltman, right? That was like this like fake superhero who just melted.
Oh, that was
Kablam.
just like,
yeah.
And it was on Stickly.
But they just like threw that action figure on a grill, right?
Yeah.
He's like
Melt Man with the power to melt. It's like Scuba Sam or something, or what was he? Underdiver? Excuse me. The Underdiver?
He still is a diaper, right?
No. Diver. Because he swam through toilet, pipes.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was Thunder Girl, who flies like thunder. And
I feel like
Flesh, I think.
You can tell that this is the media that shaped us.
Stinky Diver. There we go. See? It's because he dove into toilets. I also remember Thunder Girl because her song was like, Thunder Girl, she flies like thunder. And everyone was like, how does thunder fly? What does that mean?
That is awesome. I feel like 16 ounces is too much. Oh, it's 13.65 fluid ounces.
So I would assume that these are 13.5.
Well, they could be 16 ounce glasses because we stopped because of the foam we hit.
Oh, gotcha.
Or 404 milliliters for our friends across the pond.
I like vanilla Coke, but for some reason I didn't care for vanilla Pepsi.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Because I would just say in general, Pepsi is the lesser of the two beverages.
I mean, come on. Let's be real here.
I only know one person who's like, Pepsi all the way.
It's like, every time I go to a restaurant and they're like, I'm like, can I get a Coke? And they're like, is Pepsi okay?
I mean, I was like, okay is the correct word for it.
What are my options? Water? Ugh. What am I? A plebe? I want to bring that one back. It's a word that doesn't get used enough. As an insult. You're such a plebe.
Quit being such a plebe, man. That could be a thing for our show.
Every time I lose to you, be like, God, Philip, you're such a plebe. It doesn't even pertain to the insult at all.
Don't be a plebe. Rate our podcast.
There you go. That's good.
On Apple Podcasts. I don't even know where we're found.
Spotify. Probably Apple Podcasts.
Yeah.
For sure Spotify. That's what...
I think the hardest thing about having this show is the amount of self-promoting we should be doing.
Yeah, we're not too great
Not a fan of self-promotion.
Maybe that's why we're not going to make it in the big leagues.
I will say episode was super rad.
It was. Radiated and radical.
Yeah, both.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Check us out. Definitely leave a review. Let's self-promote. We're a good show. We are worth listening/watching to.
That's right.
It's enough of this. Let's get rid of all this negativity. Let's just be happy. Well, cheers to you, sir. Cheers to you all, sirs and madams. Till next time. Till next time. Keep it above the board.
Above the Pepsi.
Above the Pepsi.
Keep it foamy Nitro. Like a Pepsi Nitro.
Keep it... I don't know. Goodbye.
Good night, everyone.